Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back to Doc Talk Live Q&A. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolfe, and I'm your host. So what we want to do is think about the questions that you want answered today, okay? You can send them in on Facebook or YouTube, all right? Or on Intercom on our website. And then they're going to be sent up to me, and they're going to be put on this iPad, okay? And I will answer as many as I can. And just so people know, we have 40 questions today. So I'm going to do Q&As as much as I can on Mondays and Fridays. And but I just want you to understand something. We will have Q&As for Monday of next week, okay? And we will have Q&As for Friday of next week as well. Okay, so we're going to try to keep the rhythm up, but depending on if I'm teaching a practitioner course, if I'm not teaching a course, then it's all good to go. If I'm teaching a practitioner course or I'm traveling, then it might get bumped. And I will answer the question, every one of your questions, to the best of my ability, and at the same time, answer in a way that you take your power back. Because that's really what it's all about. It's about taking your power back and learning how to create that perfect day on an emotional and physical level so that you don't give your power away. You know, I don't want to go into it really deep today because I talk about this stuff a lot, but understand something. When you learn that every prominent thought in your subconscious, okay, because that's all there is in your subconscious, prominent thoughts. The thoughts that come and go are actually in your conscious mind, and you need to take any thought that you think is worthy of creating the perfect day for the perfect life and repeat that thought with intention, with passion, with purpose, and focus on it, and do not let anyone or anything derail you. You need to get this. So when you are in a quiet place and a peaceful place, and you feel good about your life and you feel good about you, I want you to write down the things that you so desired, even from a child, from a teenager, okay, even today. And I want you to take a look at them. And yes, things have changed. But the reality is those things that you keep on desiring, why don't you go for it, okay? And you know, a lot of times we won't go for it because we think we're too old, okay? Or, you know, I won't be any good at it. Well, you'll be good at it. Find your purpose, find your passion, and understand something. Anybody that comes to me with a chronic illness, the first thing I want to know is, do you want to live more than you want to die? Now, you might think that is a totally ridiculous thing for me to ask. And I ask it in a loving way. But the reality is do you want to live, and what do you have to live for? A lot of people will say, you know, I just want to live because of my grandchildren or my children. But it's got to be more than that. It's got to be more than that. Because the reality is you've got to learn to live for yourself. Okay? Then you'll be here for everyone else. And that's really what I want you to think about today, is I want you to think about what makes you happy. And the other thing I want to say is this. TV is the curse. It truly is the curse. And if you watch TV throughout the day, you're going to be bombarded. And if you watch TV the last thing you do at night, just understand something. There's 11 different patents, and I'm actually going to be talking about this in one of my one-a-days. I'll be releasing it. And these patents where through your computer and through your TV, these 11 different patents, they can create anger, hunger. They can get you eating foods you don't even want to crave. They can, and anybody who watches TV because of the blue light poisoning, you're going to be depressed when you go to bed. You're not going to be overjoyed. Maybe you watched a movie that made you feel really good. Well, that's good. It brought your hormones up. But at the same time, you're getting blue light poisoning, and you're also getting all these frequencies coming through the TV. It's the funniest thing, you know. We're at this place in life where I'm sure of myself, and I'm sure of my breath. I'm sure of my creator. I'm sure the type of life that I want. But it's hard when the floor keeps moving, eh? It's hard when the walls keep moving. You know, it's hard to keep a pulse on it. So what I want you to do is I want you to keep a pulse on yourself. And I want you to take a lot of that energy that you're wasting to try to figure out what the planet's up to, what the elite are up to, what the government's up to, what they're going to pull next. And I want you to just really try to be with yourself, honor, respect, and love yourself, and work on those prominent beliefs being totally dipped in love. And always come up through your heart. And when you start to get anxious, put your hand here on your heart, because by touching your heart, it'll bring you down, but it'll bring you up. It'll bring you down away from your mind, which sometimes is not the best place to be, and it'll bring you into your heart. And get yourself something like this. If it's not an elastic band or a hair band, or you can get our Braveheart love bands. They're 50 cents each. Get yourself a whole bunch of them. Start really doing the Braveheart 12 loving steps as much as you can. Do the mirror connection with yourself, or do the mirror connection with your significant other. You know, it's really time that we come together with, you know, me, myself, and I, so that we can come together with our family and really show your family that you're willing to take a stand for what you believe in, and willing to take a stand too, not against your family, but for yourself. So the things that you believe in, and you always keep on giving in because you need their love, they need your love. You know, if you started loving yourself and filling your own heart, and you felt you didn't need their love, then you wouldn't take so much personal, and you wouldn't need their approval so much, that actually you would help to heal them. Just think about that, would you? Okay. All right, let's move on. July 14th, we are doing another 6-day advanced water fasting challenge. If you only want to do one day, do one day. And it wouldn't hurt if you did a little bit of homework. Go to my library, click on the 6-day water fasting challenge. You can watch the videos there. There's a lot of them, because watch the first video, and the first video is you can either read the 6-day water fasting challenge, or you can watch the videos that I put in there during the 6-day water fasting challenge, just to get your feet wet. And if you only want to go half a day or a whole day or 2 days or 3 days or 4 days, or you go past 6 days, just know that we're here for you. And understand something. Unleash your God-given power. And you can't do that when your mouth is full. Do you understand? Because, you know, if you're digesting food all the time, you're not digesting toxic disease cells, and you're not releasing stem cells. And stem cells are the cells that become your eyes, your brain, the bone, your fingers, and everything else. So, and stem cells will go to where they're needed, but when you fast, you'll create more stem cells than anything else. If you actually did eventually, if you actually did anywhere between a 6 and a 9-day water fast, you will unleash so many stem cells. It's like getting stem cell therapy. That's how plentiful it is. So just think about it, okay? All right, so all links to our Take Action information will be posted at the end of the video. So if I talk about skin brushing and salt glow, and I talk about all the things that I talk about in here, if you look at the end, we'll give you the links, and then you can go there, because I'm not going to repeat the links all the time, okay? Because I think I'll just drive everybody crazy, right? And so send in your live questions now to Facebook, YouTube, or Intercom, okay? And I will take as many as I can. And those questions that I can't get done, I will definitely do on Friday, okay? Just know this, that until the U.S. border opens up, we will not be doing personal treatment and trainings to go. So what we do is we will come for anywhere from 5 days right up to even 14 days to do personal treatment and training. Most families and couples only need 5 days, and what we do is we teach them the Wolfe non-surgical, enough that they can work on each other and how to create the perfect day on an emotional, nutritional, and physical level. Okay? Our upcoming courses: Orlando, Florida, Omni 5-star resort, September 12th. Okay, that's when I start the Whole Life Coach. And you know what? If you've been a practitioner for 30, 40 years, I guarantee you, you're going to get so much out of this if you really want to up your game. Okay? It's 8 days. All right? And if you've never taken a course before, don't worry about it, because I'm going to promise you, Okay, I'm going to promise you when you finish this, you'll be able to actually do consultations on an emotional, physical, and nutritional level because we continually support you. We give you all the guidelines, all the strategies, and the training never stops. Okay, we do it online for you. All right, now that goes from September 12th to the 18th, and then the Whole Life Coach will start. There's a day off, and then it starts on September the 20th, and then it finishes on October the 2nd. And that's Wolfe Non-Surgical. And I can say this, it's the most powerful body work in the world. If you're a massage therapist or a chiropractor or a physiotherapist or a shiatsu therapist or an energy worker, let me tell you something. You're going to want to think about adding this on. And if you've never done any practitioner work before, understand something. I promise you that you're going to leave and you're going to be amazing. You heard what I said. You've got my guarantee. It's right on the video. Now I'm done for. But you are going to be amazing. Okay? And understand with that also comes, with all of our stuff, comes all books that guide you every step of the way. And even with the non-surgical, that is a 300-page 3D pictures. Also, everything is explained step by step by step. Nobody does this technique. It's an elbow technique. It's not like shiatsu. It's a 45-degree angle movement. We teach you how to work on fibroids, crystallization, calcification, and scar tissue of all sorts. Okay. The next course will be October 17th and November 6th, and that course is going to be in Palm Springs. All right, that'll be Palm Springs, California. So, and it'll be a 21-day course. But if you want to just come and take the 8-day Whole Life Coach or the Wolfe Non-Surgical, which is 11 days, or you can combine them both together. Okay? And it'll again be at the Omni Resort. And instead of $200 and something like $65 a night, it'll be $115 a night for your room at the Omni. The next certified course that we'll be doing in Kelowna will be October the 17th, okay, to October, so it'll be October the 17th to November the 1st if you're here for the whole course. If you're not, October 17th to the 24th, that's the Whole Life Coach certification, which is nutritional, emotional, detox, exercise. Believe it or not, I do it all in that. You know, it's all about being organized and talking about what really matters and giving everybody different strategies, right from constipation to cancer, how to help to support people. Okay? Yeah, so that's it. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is we will be doing a course in Ixtapa. We're hoping to do it in February, but we'll have to see with the C thing that goes on and off. All right? And who knows what they have planned for us. And I just want to keep this really light. But you'll see with the videos I release and the information I release that, you know, they've been planning this for, you won't believe me, but actually approximately 250 years. But you have to understand something, that as far as Bill Gates and Fauci and all these other people go, you know, they've been planning this for 20 years, 25 years, and they have it all plotted out here. So if we could, if you want to take a look at their playbook, just watch the things they say, because they're always giving you clues and tips. And if you go on and you do watch things like Netflix or you watch TV, they'll give you clues and tips on how. I'm going to say one thing and then I'm going to get right to the questions. Do you know what COVID, okay, 19? Do you know what that stands for? COVID-19? Okay, so COVID, Certificate of Vaccination ID. So that means that you're going to have a certificate that you got the COVID vaccination. That's your ID to be able to fly, get a car, and eventually they're stating that if you don't have this, you can't purchase food and do things like that. So, you know, at least give me a choice, you know. That's not real nice. Do you think that's really nice? Okay, next thing is the 19. Well, some people think it's because it happened in what? They believe it was released in 2019. It's 2020 now. So let's take a look at the alphabet, because these guys are Freemasons and they like to use numbers. So let's take a look at number 1. Well, number 1 is A. Now let's take a look at number 9. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? Okay. H, I. AI. So the whole COVID thing, is to make sure that they can track, trace, okay, and then hook us all up to artificial intelligence. So that might be a little hard for you to chew, but understand this is all unraveling, and the story will unravel itself as we go, and you'll find out that I'm not as crazy as you think, okay? So now let's get started. The first thing I'd like to say is this. I'm going to go through it, everyone. I don't want to go into it in great detail, but I've had probably a dozen people in the last few days say, explain structured water. I'm going to explain it as easy as I can, okay? So whether you own a Kangen water unit, and Kangen water is water that's processed through electricity, so it's not structured water. But Kangen water has lots of electrons in it, and it is what we would call clustered water, okay? And it does hydrate. It does have electrons in it, but I'm not real big on it. Not as big as I am on this little device here. This is called a structured water unit. This is a portable. And the water goes through here and comes out this end. You can also put wine through this a little bit, even an ounce, and put it back into a quart, and it'll structure the whole bottle of wine so you don't get a hangover and you protect yourself from the chemicals. You could do that with rye or beer or anything else you wanted, but you don't want to pour the whole bottle of wine. It won't ruin the alcohol, but it takes away the surface tension, and it'll take away that bite, that fizz, that carbonation, right? Okay, so now, let me see here. Yeah, and then this would be like for your shower, right? And then you put your shower head on, and then you screw this on. Okay? Now let me explain structured water. So right off the bat, I just want you to know, so you know that I'm totally insane. And people actually tell me that I am, so that's okay. But I'll actually go around the world where people will actually buy a bottle of water with that flexible plastic or even the harder plastic. I don't want to drink out of that, thank you. It's carcinogenic. Then you're going to say to me, yeah, but when you drink tap water, that's got could have chlorine in it or even fluoride. Well, I'm going to say this. It's not because I'm cheap, and I'm not cheap, so trust me. But I will put this underneath any tap around the world, okay, unless I can get spring water, fresh spring water, and then I'll still structure it, okay? But the reality is you can purify your water with a distiller, but distilled water is dead water, and you can't hydrate with distilled water. And people think you can because back a long time ago with Norman Walker, he would do distilled water when he was on a fast, but understand he also did buckets and buckets of organic juicing. He also lived in a time when the oxygen levels were higher and the fruit and vegetables had more minerals in them and the soil wasn't as depleted. Okay, so let's take a look now. So I will actually put this structure unit underneath taps all around the world, and I travel around to countries all over the world, and so do my master trainers, and they'll put it underneath taps if they can't get any other water. They're not going to buy the plastic bottled water. I mean, you can drink that stuff and you can taste the plastic. Well, that's not plastic. That's cancer causing chemicals. So even if I did take that, I would still have to pour that water through here to structure it. Now, whether you want to believe this or not, distilled water, reverse osmosis, they're not hydratable. It's like eating a rock, drinking a rock. I mean, your body has to work so hard to structure the water, and water cannot go into the cells and cannot go into your blood until it's structured. And if you were to drink, okay, if you are the average 150-pound person and you actually drank your 3 quarts, 3 liters a day, you would burn as much energy in structuring that water as if you took a 2,500 square foot house and you ran the electricity in that house for 2 months. Now, I know you don't believe me, but the reality is that we are walking batteries, and our ATP is an energy source, and we are electrical. We actually give off light. All our cells give off light. We illuminate light, okay? All right, so now, when you structure water, you don't get rid of, but don't understand, but don't miss the point here. If you want a purified water and do distilled water, or you want reverse osmosis, I don't like them, I don't like their taste, and they're very heavy water. If I'm going to actually do water, we have a spring, okay? And if I don't get there, I'll put it right from the tap, but we have a spring about 5 miles away, and then we'll fill up jugs, we'll bring that here, and then I'll still structure the water. I'll structure everything that I drink. Now, the rain, waterfalls, and fast-moving rivers are structured water. Now, structured water does not get rid of the chemicals, but in reality, even though it doesn't get rid of the chemicals, heavy metals, and things of that nature, the viral, the bacterial, then I want to ask you a question. Why is it that even though we have all this situation going on with chemtrails and all this other stuff, acid rain, why is it that it's not harming the birds, bees, flowers, trees? And why is it that the crops are still as healthy as they were 500 years ago? And that's the God truth. So understand, when the water comes from the atmosphere, it gets naturally structured. Thank God that God knew that we were going to mess up things and we were going to poison things, and that which created everything created structuring. So now I can take regular tap water, bottled water, or any other water and structure it. Now, you may not believe this, but this is the only water that when you structure water, okay, we're talking about 1,000% better and more usable, more hydrating. Okay, so if the water that you take or the things that you drink already come in structured, then you don't have to use any energy to the body, do you? So that means they come in, and what is structuring? Well, in one water droplet, you've got 2,500 to 3,000 sheets in one droplet. They're sheets. They're so thin, they're microscopic. Now, it actually takes that and strings it out, okay? All right? And it makes it like a choo-choo train. So now it has the lowest surface tension, so it's able to pick up nutrition as it comes in. You drink, it picks up the nutrition because it's like a clean slate. Understand something. Everybody that has drank the water, their vibration's in there. Even if you purified it with a distiller, reverse osmosis, or a carbon filter or something like that, what you've done is you've gotten rid of the solid part, but all the frequencies from the drugs, the viral, the bacterial, the chemical is still in there. That's science. We're energy frequency beings. So now what structuring does, it gives you a clean slate, allows it to be low surface tension. Like if one of those water bugs walks on water, he can walk on water. If he tries to walk on structured water, he'll drown. There's no surface tension. That's the difference. So that's structured water. So structured water is going to come in with a clean slate, and it's going to be emptier, so it's going to pick up the nutrition, dump it off, and then it's going to pick up the toxins easier and bring them out of the cells. So even though you may drink 3 or 4 quarts of water a day, it came into your mouth and it basically came out to be urinated. When you drink structured water, and I don't care what other water you want to drink, but when you drink structured water, you're going to pee larger volumes, but you're going to pee less when you urinate because you'll have the structured water coming out through your skin without feeling wet, but more on a constant level. So you're getting rid of more, and you'll see your skin is a lot healthier, and it shines nicer, and it looks much better. Because if you don't drink enough water, you drink the wrong water, you're going to crack up, just like that riverbed that doesn't have water. Okay, so that's what structured water is. And just so everybody understands, I'll give you 90 days on any structured water unit you buy from us. If you're not totally over the moon about it, and it never breaks down, never has any moving parts, you don't have to plug it in, okay? And that's it. So that's what structured water is. I hope that helped. And you can go to my library and you can click on the structured water guide and you can watch the videos in there and then see what you think. And then go do some research from other websites or go and take a look at other information on structured water, okay? All right, let's get to it. I'm going to take a few questions here first. Text. What are your thoughts on Anthony Williams' medical medium? Okay, so a lot of people have heard of this gentleman. He's a medical medium. Okay, so what do I think? I think he does good work. He really talks a lot about Epstein-Barr, that everything is about Epstein-Barr. Yeah, I believe that maybe the whole world has Epstein-Barr, but the reality is the whole world has many different viruses, many different bacterial things going on, and but I will tell you this much: it's all about the terrain. So I have Epstein-Barr, okay? I know that, okay? And I also know that it's never going to affect me because I make sure that my outer terrain and my inner terrain is balanced and clear. So, if you want to try to fight Epstein-Barr, go ahead. Go ahead and do that. You're going to be battling it all your life. I don't want to fight anything. I want to love myself well. I want to become a higher vibration than any virus, than any bacteria, than any fungus, than any worm. I mean, there's no worms in this body. There's no viruses in this body. And even if I have COVID, it's not bothering me. It's because I'm healthy. I mean, healthy people don't get sick from the bugs that go in. They don't get sick from them because their immune system's in check. By the time we get done here, by the time they get done with us, we will have no faith in our Creator. We'll have no faith in the healing of our body. And we'll think that any bug is going to take us down. I was in Nelson and they wanted me to sanitize in every store. Well, there's no way I'm going to do it. I took my immunity and I said, here's my sanitizer. A couple drops, that was it. I'm not using yours. I'm not putting alcohol in my body. So that's that. So, carry an essential oil and that's your sanitizer. That's way better. An essential oil is way better, way better than their antibacterial soap, which is going to mess you up, and you're putting all those toxins into your bloodstream, which is bringing down your immune system. I haven't heard anybody yet talk about how we need to go out there and all of these older or younger sick people, and we need to teach them food combining, whole plant-based foods, how to clean their colon, how to clean their liver, how to do proper deep breathing, how to exercise properly, and how to get rid of sick thoughts and stop living in the fear zone. I haven't heard anything about that. Have you heard anything about that? Have you heard anything about that on the news or from your government or from the medical system? Have you heard anything from food corporations telling you that the actual food that they sell you is actually helping to create an environment that COVID could even kill you? I'm going to say one thing and then I'm going to move on. Animals have instinct. Humans have programming. And if you're not programming yourself, then you're in a mess. And I'd rather have instinct than I'd have programming. And that's why I want to connect to my spirit. I want to connect to my gut feeling. And you definitely want to do that if you've never taken some hardcore training like our whole life coach or really done some really training to go in there and recondition, reprogram your mind. Okay? You're going to really need to think about this. If I could, I would give the whole world my whole life coach certification. And if I could do that, then this would be a different world. You have been so taught to disrespect, dishonor, and hate yourself on a subconscious level. And we're talking 999 people out of 1,000 here, people. And you've got to get that. What we consider to be love, what we consider to be kindness, what we consider to be respectful. Yeah, there's a different story going on out there. Anyways, that's the question. I think that Anthony Williams is a medical medium, and I think he's really helpful. I don't think he has the whole picture, but then neither do I. Kim, what do you advise for obsessive-compulsive disorder? Well, Kim, I would suggest that you take a look at the Braveheart 12 Loving Steps. Maybe do my Braveheart course. It's free. Just send an email to quickstart@docofdetox.com and I'll send you my Braveheart course free. But you can go in there and watch the 12 Loving Steps. But the reality is you have an obsessive-compulsive disorder. You have an obsessive-compulsive mind. It's got nothing to do with the food. It's just that if you keep your mouth going and you keep chewing, you're busy. So that, the terrorist in here isn't terrorizing you. So that's where the disorder comes from. Take a look. Every time that you get into eating with obsession, okay, you become obsessed first over a mental issue, which then becomes a physical issue. So I would suggest maybe you might want to go to my website and click on consultations and get an emotional and nutritional consultation. That's what I would do. That's a really good start. But I would tell anybody out there that they should come to my whole life coach certification. It's always better to do it in person and come there. Like I said, the next one will be in Orlando, Florida, and then in Palm Springs. But I think they'll probably shut that one down because I think they want to shut down Christmas. But we'll see. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before many times. And just know this. I will be doing my whole life coach certification online, but I don't know when that's going to be. But in person is always the best way to do it. Okay? Brooklyn, what do you recommend for a diabetic person with cataracts? Well, first of all, do they have adult onset diabetes or do they have juvenile diabetes? Because adult onset diabetes, at least for me, and I'll tell you that right now, you can turn that around. Very few cases will you have adult onset diabetes because adult onset diabetes is just an abusive eating disorder. And it's an eating disorder because you have stinking thoughts. So, you get issues in your tissues when you have issues in your brain. And just understand something. You're all beautiful, but the beliefs are bad. And bad beliefs cause a bad diet. And bad diet causes an unhealthy body. And those are unhealthy beliefs, right? Unhealthy beliefs, unhealthy body. And 1 second. So as far as the cataracts go, let's make this perfectly clear. You see this? There's blue blockers out there, but they only block and they do a lousy job. I don't care how expensive. I bought blue blockers and they cost me $85 US. And I tested them out because I wanted to see. So I wore blue blockers for a week instead of wearing my Teslas. Now, Tesla glasses, if you've got cataracts and you don't own Teslas, oh, shame on you. Now, Tesla glasses, I'm not going to kid you, okay? They're $400. But the reality is they have fluorine lenses that actually take blue light and 5G. And when it hits your eyes, okay, you got to understand, what is the main thing that blue light does? Well, it causes eye diseases and it causes brain disorders. That's blue light, guys. Do your homework. Don't believe me. But blue light actually destroys the endocannabinoid system. That's why everybody craves CBD today because of that. So understand a cataract is caused because of blue light and an inflammatory diet. So an inflammatory diet will inflame the brain. Okay, got it. But if the brain's already inflamed by the diet and then blue light's coming in and 4G, but pretty soon 5G, then what happens is the brain goes, oh my God, I can't take this. You are frying your brain out. That would be your brain talking. And it says, you're going to turn this brain from a grape into a raisin. So instead of having that happen, if you build a coating on the eyes called a cataract, it will help to diffuse the 5G in the blue light or the 4G in the blue light. I want someone to challenge me on this because that's the God's truth. You did not see cataracts before we had light bulbs, okay? You could see elderly back a long time ago reading in candlelight late at night, and their eyes were perfectly fine. But they didn't have an inflammatory diet. And they didn't have systems out there, I don't want to get into it because controversial, that were terrorizing them. Remember, every time that you're terrorized, you're dumping adrenaline and cortisol into your body and you inflame yourself. So now, every time that you do inflame yourself, your diet's really great? No, it's terrible. Okay, and then you forget to drink water. So now you're even more dehydrated and then your water's acidic, right? Or you can't digest it because you're so exhausted. So understand, if you had cataracts, if I had cataracts, I'd have a pair of Teslas. I would also, if I had the money, I'd get a Bioptron because Bioptron really helps to heal the eyes. It uses a fluorine lens. It's the only full spectrum, okay, light in the world. So check that out. If you go to EMF/energy on my website, you'll see all the EMF protectors and the different energy medicine and light systems that we have. Now, I would also be using fulvic eye drops, and I would also be using silver bullet spray. So here's silver bullet spray because anywhere that you're going to have any tissue that's low level, you're going to get bugs, right? It's like the swamp. You get bugs. So low-level, low-integrity tissue has bugs. That's it, guys. You're going to have bugs. Now, I got bugs, but guess what? They're at bay. They can't do anything to me. The only way bugs can do anything to you is when your defenses are down. Inflammation. All right? Low pH, acidity, right? Now, the fulvic, here it is. There you go. Fulvic acid, the clear one. Fulvic acid eye drops. Where is it? Right here. Bright eyes. So I'd be doing bright eyes. Now, how much would you do? Well, if I had a problem like that, I'd work my way up. But I'd be putting drops of bright eyes in about 6 times a day, and I'd be doing the silver bullet spray. Okay. I'd also be doing, if I had that problem, I'd also be doing clapping. What does clapping do? Clapping increases the microcirculation. Let me tell you something. You don't have cataracts if you have proper circulation. You don't have pain in your body unless you've got blocks and you've lost circulation, whether the block is a calcium block, crystallization, or scar tissue, right? So, or mucus congestion. So the reality is we got to get the microcirculation up. Now, if you want to go to my website and you go to go to the library, click on that, go to do it yourself, go in there, take a look at what I show for eye care. Okay? All right. There you go. Oh, we got lots of questions coming in today, everybody. Eve, do you run courses in the UK or know if anyone works like you in the UK? No. Now, I'm putting this out to the whole world, okay? You get me. Okay. All right. Let's put it this way. We will actually, we have actually flown, but it's expensive, but we've flown places where there's only been 2 people for the course, right? So it's not that expensive because you don't have to come here, but I would fly a master trainer to you to teach you how to do Wolfe non-surgical. And then as far as the whole life coach certification goes, okay, that's actually going to be up online for those of you who want to take it. And when's it going to be? I'm still 3-4 months away. I got so many obligations that I've promised people, so it might even be 5 months away. But the reality is, if you want to learn our body work, we will send a master trainer, and I promise you, you'll be happy. I guarantee you're going to be happy. They'll come and they'll train you, and depending on how many people, okay, they're going to be there anywhere from 9, okay, days, and they could be there up until 11 days, or you know what I mean? So up until if there's up to 6 people, one master trainer comes. If there's more than 6 people, then we're going to have to send 2 master trainers. It's still cheaper than everybody coming here. And, okay, so just know this, that we have master trainers that have done this in China, India, Greece, Australia, and that's just in this last while. So, and then when the COVID came in, well, you know, they haven't been going too far. They've been doing actual certifications in Canada for people. So instead of having big groups here, we were going out and we were actually certifying smaller groups and clinics throughout the country. All right? All you got to do is call me. If you want to call me on WhatsApp, it's 250-801-0133. If you want to Skype me, I like that even better. DOC period, OF period, DETOX. You can Skype me. I'll talk to you. Listen, it's that simple. All right. I'm this easy to talk to. All right. Or you can send a message and I'll try to get in touch with you. But understand, our job is to, whatever your dream, your goal, whether it's just a personal treatment and training because you want to learn how to heal your family, or you've got a chronic condition and you want us to fly there and help you, or you want to be certified, we're going to make it happen. I'm going to do it one way or the other, the best I can for you. Okay? All right? Maja, is a plumber needed for installing the whole house unit? Well, you know what? You could use a plumber, but the reality is this plumber is going to be there for about 10 minutes. They're going to cut out about that much piping if it's a whole house unit. They're going to cut out about 24 inches, right? And then they're going to put the unit with a couple of what they call shark bites on the end. And then they're going to attach that to the pipe. That's it. And then if you ever move, you just take that off and you get them to weld the pipe back again. That's it. That's how simple this stuff is. This is not complicated. Okay? Not complicated. Do you use PEMF for cancer? I want to buy a PEMF machine. Any recommendations? I'll tell you right now, do your checking around everywhere else. And then when you're done, then compare what we call a sentient element. A sentient element costs you $3,750 US. Okay? And there are other equipment out there that costs double and triple, and it will not do what this does. It does not have the power. This one you can actually run up to 6 different frequencies, and you can run any frequency on there. If there was a new viral, a new bacterial, a new situation, we can put that frequency in for you. And you run it off your iPhone or you run it off your smartphone. How simple is that? And then it has a coil, which is called a Tesla coil. Okay, and then that is, and the unit is about, well, I can't, it's about that big. So I think it's the strongest PEMF in the world. And also, it's $3,750. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want to give any names out, but I've tried all kinds of equipment that, like I said, are 2 and 3 times the actual price of that. Okay? All right. Let me see here. Is CBD oil safe? Here's the deal. Who's making it? There is so much garbage CBD on the market right now. And I think they're actually doing this. I think eventually what's going to happen is the tobacco companies and the beer makers, because they're the corporations that are owned by the elites, okay, are actually going to probably try to buy everybody out. But there is a lot of CBD that I would not be doing out there. I don't know. I think there's a test going on, and please don't hold me to this, but I think it was like 84, 85% of the CBD didn't have what it said it had in it. Okay? And it also had toxins in it. So buyer beware with CBD. All right? Denise, hi, Dr. Wolfe. Please help me with yeast overgrowth. I have extremely itchy ears, scalp, bum. I eat salads, fruits, legumes, healthy vegetable juices. Everyone always comments how great my diet is, all organic, but I am suffering so badly with stuffy sinuses, yeast overgrowth. Can you please help me? Well, if you're not living in a house that has black mold or in a basement, then you must have gotten a lot of antibiotics in your time. And I will tell you, Denise, if you want to give me a call tomorrow, I'll talk to you for 5 or 10 minutes, and it won't take long that we can pinpoint this thing, and then I can at least guide you if that's what you like. But everybody knows out there that yeast problems first start in the large intestine, and then they work their way up and they work their way out. I mean, what do you think? Vaginitis is? Okay. That's fungal problems, and you can't have that. You can't have sinus problems unless you have a bowel problem. You do know that, right? You can't have a fungal problem in your nose, your ears, or in your vagina, or athlete's foot, or jock itch, or eczema, or psoriasis. Okay, even tinnitus is a fungal problem because it's like a cave in here, but you can't have that usually until you have bowel problems. So you got to clean up your bowel first. So let's take a look at that. And you know what? There's got to be holes here somewhere, And I would really suggest you take a look at getting the Perfect Day consultation. Go on and click on Perfect Day consultations and then pick the person you want there. I always go through every case history that's written. I go through it with the master consultant. They consult you. They send you an audio of your consultation. It's a 1-hour audio. And then you have free access to me and to our consultants. And we're going to stay with you for life. So that's it. It's $125. $25 goes towards product. Okay? Can you please help? I know I can help. I don't know anybody that can't turn around a fungal problem. But understand something. In saying that, I'm talking about fungal problem, and yes, cancer is a fungal problem. Now, was cancer caused just because of fungus? No. Was it cancer just caused because of parasites? No. Was it caused just because of bacteria? No. Because guess what? When you have an inner terrain that is toxic, all parasites come to that party. When have you seen a manure pile that has worms, viruses, bacteria, and fungus in it? They all come. So the reality is you got to bring the vibration of the tissues up. So if all of this is going on, Denise, what's going on in your head? I have to tell you something. I don't want anybody to think they're crazy, psychotic, neurotic. I want you to understand something. We have beliefs. And if those beliefs are bad beliefs, okay, those beliefs need to be fed. So the strongest beliefs that you have in your subconscious, if they're bad beliefs, they need to be fed. And they come alive. And those bad beliefs, as you get older, they'll eat you up. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Why do people suicide? Why do they go to alcohol? Why do they go to prescription drugs? Why do they go to street drugs? Take a look at them. Look at how their face morphs. Take a look at how their body morphs. Take a look how they say, I don't feel like myself. But the reality is they're trying to be someone else. So they're trying to escape themselves. And you know why they want to be someone else? Because I'd want to be someone else too, because believe it or not, 9,999 people out of 10,000 want to be somebody else because they don't like the beliefs that they're running, because nobody told them that they were going to be screwed up by systems, by school, by their loving parents who didn't know they were screwed up. So understand something. I really truly love my life, but I really feel like we've caused a planet prison here. And if I could just have my brothers and sisters see that it is a planet prison, and that what we believe, okay, are our rights, we are so far off. And it's not good. Anyways, Emma, we have a 5G tower right near us. So all I can do are the things that you have suggested. I've ordered a pair of Tesla glasses. Good. I really want to get some protection pendants for myself. That's really important. My family and my pets, which ones would you suggest? Well, it's the Bodyguard, because that goes everywhere you go. And it protects you 5 feet up, 5 feet down from your feet, and 5 feet out from your body. Okay? And if you don't believe in this, everybody, then go to EMF/energy. But first go to Doc of Detox, click on shop, go to EMF/energy, and then click on the Bodyguard. And then you can watch the Q&A I did with Peter Webb, and you'll find out that radionics is not some kind of voodoo. It's science. Just as there are frequencies that are going to really hurt and damage people, there's a way of harnessing frequencies that are really going to protect people. Like this is called a protector for the house. And this will do 200 feet out that way, up that way, down that way, and out that way. And then this here is actually called, this here is called a Guardian, and it will actually do up to 50-acre garden. Okay? All right? So just so you know that, 50-acre garden. And this will do up to 50 acres for a building, the blue one. Okay? So it'll do a 50-acre building. So that could be a hospital or a school, or could be a church, or a factory if you worked in a factory or own a factory. Okay. And understand something. If you want to protect yourself, you can believe this or not believe this, but structured water is the only water that protects the body. Because structured water will actually go in and it will restructure the water. It will nullify the damage of the blue light and the 5G in your blood, in your water, in the interstitial and extrastitial fluid. You got 90 days to prove me wrong. Okay? Can you put really hot fluids through the structure unit? How do you clean it? Yes, you can. And you can put it on the top rack of your dishwasher, or you can soak it in vinegar. Okay, soak it in vinegar for about 20 minutes and rinse it. Okay? Diane, how can I do the certification with you? Are you talking about the Whole Life Coach certification, or are you talking about the Wolfe non-surgical certification? And I went through at the beginning I'll be in Orlando. I'll be in Palm Springs, Orlando in September. I'll be in Kelowna in October. November, I'll be in Palm Springs. Hopefully in Mexico, Ixtapa in February, and I hope to also eventually have the online whole life coach certification. How can I, okay, Rissa, what is the brand of the water filter? It's not a water filter, and it's a Doc of Detox structured water unit. If you go on our shop, just go on our shop on our website and then put in structured water unit or water, it'll come up, okay? Rachel, if you were born with bone deformation, can you undo that with Wolfe non-surgical? Okay, I don't know what, these are loaded questions. So understand, if you've got bone deformation, I'd really look at SAC calcium for one thing. If it's affordable, go with Merigen, okay? And Cardigan is half the price, but this is over 2 times stronger. So take a look at these as far as bone goes. Nothing works with bone or osteoporosis or arthritis or trying to balance the calcium pH in your blood or your tissues or working on the brain. Well, no, there is no calcium product like this in the world, okay? And I will go toe-to-toe with anyone. People say they have an ionic calcium. No, we're talking about calcium ions. This is the only product in the world, SAC calcium. And if you go into my library and click on the calcium guide, or you send me an email to quickstart@docofdetox.com, you'll be able to go in there and look at the 33-page manual, and you can watch the videos that we show all the science to prove everything I said and even more. Okay, even more. I will be doing a show with Jay Lee on the SAC calcium. That's going to be coming up in when? Do you remember? 2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks, yeah.
About 2 weeks, okay? And we're going to talk about calcium and get that out of the way. And then he's going to come on maybe about, once every 2 weeks. And we're going to start talking about different conditions and why SAC calcium can help everything when it comes to autoimmune diseases and life-threatening illnesses, okay? And definitely osteoporosis, Alzheimer's, dental problems, autism, bone joint problems. Yeah. Oh, listen, Rachel, just give me a call tomorrow, will you? 855-900-4544, extension 5. I'll remember you. If you want your question answered, I'll answer it. And I'll tell you the truth. If I can't help you, I'll send you to somewhere where you can get it, okay? But I will tell you, we have a money-back guarantee for when it comes to bone problems, muscle problems, joint problems. I just want everybody to understand something. 99 out of 100 surgeries do not have to get done if you understand the perfect day and if you understand that every chronic illness creates more scar tissue, and that's why you feel old. You feel old because you're chronically filled with scar tissue. I've got like a knot here, and my ankle, I could use some more deep work on it, some Wolfe non-surgical, but understand something, everyone, that if you get our Wolfe non-surgical and you come for a personal treatment and training, okay, or you learn how to do this, there is no more powerful work. So right now we have a couple, and they're from Alberta. And last week we had a couple we had a whole family from Manitoba. So every week we have people coming here. And when the COVID isn't going on, we'll have people coming from the States. But I promise that if you'll spend 5 to 6 days in training with us, it'll change your life forever if you come here with a personal treatment and training. And if you come for the certification, I guarantee that there will be nobody more powerful than you. I have spent 40 years at looking at the most powerful therapies, powerful energy medicine equipment. And when you look at everything in life, look at everything as a frequency, look at everything as a vibration, And if you do that, and also if you look at the human body, that the sicker someone is, the more blocks they have on a physical and emotional level, and we get rid of those blocks, and we have the flow, not just of the blood, the lymph, but the spirit energy. And I'll leave that with you. Okay? If you were, okay, got it. Carol, is DMSO good to use on breast lumps? What else can you use DMSO for? Well, DMSO is good for, like, there's rose DMSO that you can put on your breast, and it's a lot more gentle. It's more of a cream. DMSO gel is a lot stronger. That would be more for tougher areas like your feet, your hands, okay, and your joints, okay? That's where the gel goes. And you can also use what's called, we have a product very strong called Pain Away and another one called Muscle Restore for tissue repair. And you can use those as well. But understand something. Any place in the body where you are suffering, you should be looking at how to do skin brushing properly and how you should do clapping, and also how to do salt close as well. And if you want to take a look at my DIY, do-it-yourself, in my library, click on the guide. The videos are all in there. It'll get you started. Now, would I put DMSO on a tumor? Yes, I would. If somebody wants to call me, would I put it on a tumor? Yeah, you might use the gel on the tumor, but the rest of the breast, to increase the circulation, it would be the rose cream and just using essential oils. So it depends on the situation, but feel free to call me. That's all. Okay, or, talk to one of my therapists. Susan, I drink alkaline Shungite water now for 5 years. How does this unit assist with this water? Can I use this filter to add to this onto my protocol? Yeah, you can, but this is not a filter. Okay, all right? This is a structure unit. So it changes the actual frequency in there, just as the atmosphere changes the frequency in the rain, so that you don't get poisoned. No living organisms get poisoned by the rain. Isn't that something? So that's what we're talking about. So you can take filtered water and put that through there. If you have any trouble with thinking that you can just put water through here, just filter it first and then put it through here. Tell me what the difference is. Take filtered water, 1 glass there, and then or 1 bowl there, and then do structured water, and don't even filter it. Put it down on the floor and see if your cat or dog goes for the structured water. You'll find out. What is your advice for irritable bowel syndrome? Irritable bowel syndrome is constipation. And irritable bowel syndrome will be irritated by an uneasy mind. Let's put it that way. Somebody who's terrorizing themselves, someone who has fears, someone who has anger, someone who has jealousy, someone who gets depressed. So all of these things cause your brain, which is the chemist, to dump adrenaline, cortisol, and histamine into the body, which creates the acidity. And did you ever say this? You know what? You make me sick to my stomach. My stomach is in knots. I can't digest that. Okay, so that's the emotional part. And if you were going to bury deep, dark secrets, where would you bury it? In a manure pile. That would be in your pooper, scooper, large intestine. Okay, where were we? Yeah, irritable bowel syndrome. I would be looking at the daily cleansing tea, tummy love, and black gold, whether you're constipated or whether you have irritable bowel syndrome, because constipation causes that, just like diarrhea is caused by chronic constipation. You guys need to get this. Just like hemorrhoids are caused from constipation, just like fistulas, just like cysts on the ovaries, prostate inflammation, prostate cancer, bladder infection, scar tissue in the fallopian tubes, fibroids, tumors in the pelvis. How am I doing? How am I doing, guys? Yeah, that's how important that large intestine is. And then once that all does happen, then you've got tons of scar tissue and displaced calcium in your pelvis. You need to get Wolfe non-surgical, because you better pull those bricks apart, because they're going to cause big trouble. There's other things I would do for irritable bowel syndrome. Like I said, you might want to spend $125 and get a perfect day consult. Okay. All right. All our consultations are guaranteed. Jackie, what are your thoughts on eating disorders? What are your thoughts on thought disorders? What are your thoughts on having a landmine for a mind? What are your thoughts on not feeling like you're good enough? What are your thoughts on not feeling like you're lovable or that anyone would love you or you're not smart enough in school? Or what are your thoughts on you're not pretty enough? What are your thoughts on that? That's what eating disorders come from. So eating disorders come from the emotional, but the emotional creates every physical problem. And I can prove this, and I will in my whole life coach course. And I'll prove that anybody who does, and I'll also prove that the majority of the population will always remain insane, because the majority of the population doesn't believe they need to change their personality to change their reality. And they don't know that their personality is not them, it's everybody else, because they've never been taught how to go in there and remaster their brain. Ligia. Oh, so I would, if I were you, I would really take this serious, what I just said. And I would look for somebody you trust. And I would start working on this. You know, you can set yourself free. No matter what the world, what crazy things the world's doing, or who the world hates now. I mean, gotta love this. You know, you haven't seen anything yet. Yeah. I think the big one's going to be coming just as fall's coming on, because that's when colds and flus are coming on. And that's their prime time to actually make their move. Ligia, what can I do for tongue lip tie? This is a condition in which unusually short, thick, or tight band of tissue tethers the bottom of the tongue's tip to the floor of the mouth. Well, I'd really have to see why you have such an acidic condition that's causing that. Because it's an acidic condition that's causing it. I would really have to take a look at the diet on this one, okay? And what I'd be using is I would be using essential oils. I would be using the Bioptron Light if I was in this situation. I would probably be I would use some clapping. I would also maybe do some Wolfe non-surgical in this area. There's something blocking it. I'll tell you that much. But I don't know. Ligia, I apologize, but I just don't know. You'd have to call me and maybe take a picture of it. Okay? Julia, I was diagnosed with SIBO and want to know the connection between mental health and gut issues, everything. But understand, SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, is usually a backup in the large intestine. Believe it or don't believe it. And you have what's called the ileocecal valve, where the small intestine ends and the large intestine begins, and you've got your cecum, but the door stays open, and the poop and even parasites and bacteria, bad bacteria, get back in the small intestine. And that is the main problem. People don't look at this, but that's it. So get the cork out and let's get some flow. And again, I would suggest you do a consult with my master consultants. But do this, get Black Gold, get Tummy Love, get Daily Cleansing Tea. And then if you need help, just call me or I'll have someone else, but we'll guide you. And if anybody who buys any products from us, just know that I want you to call us. We honor you, respect you, and love you. And if you hit a bump in the road, you have to call us. If you can't call us, that's how much of a hate program you're running. And you're going to go, BS, Darrell. That's a dysfunctional belief on your part, Darrell. And I'll say it isn't. You need to honor yourself. Don't apologize when you call. Don't say sorry. And don't think that you're taking our time. You are our time. Anna, my daughter has a 3-year-old, but had a lot of trouble getting pregnant. Now she wants to get pregnant again. She's been trying for 10 months. She's never taken any birth control. What would you recommend? Well, first of all, if your daughter's having trouble getting pregnant, when it's only natural for women to get pregnant, they're not going to get pregnant when they're not healthy enough to get pregnant. The body will stop them from getting pregnant. If I talk to Anna for Anna, oh no, wait, it's not Anna. Anna, if I talk to your daughter for 5 minutes, I'll nail this issue in her tissue. Okay? Is Anna overweight? Does Anna stress out? Has Anna been constipated forever and a day? There's so many things light things, we'd get into it and I just go boom, boom, boom. And your daughter within 5 or 10 minutes would go, oh my gosh, this is what I need to do. Okay, I got it. I mean, how many women create the perfect day? Most women have pelvic floor, they have their pelvic floor rotting out. Well, most men do, eh? That's why prostate cancer is up by 40% in 5 years and it's supposed to go up 400% in the next 10 years. Think about that one. And that's basically because men look like they're 3 months to 15 months pregnant. And I'm not making this up. It's just terrible. It's terrible the way that men they just let themselves go and they just eat because they suppress their emotions. They use all this food to just push it down as far as they can. Sophia, do you know any clinic certified coaches in South Florida affiliated with yours? You can give us a call. I think there's I think we might have one person there, but just know this: we'll be we'll be up in Orlando in September, and we'll be there, and we'll be doing deep tissue treatments for a month there. It's almost a month, about 24 days. We'll have therapists there, so people can come and stay in Orlando, or they can stay in Palm Springs. And we'll make sure that we do the treatments, and we'll be doing treatments on people up to 2 hours a day, and we'll have people that will come there for 10 days, and we will reverse their age by how about 20, 30, 40 years? How's that? Don't believe me. Go take a look at our testimonials, okay? Sophia, do you know? Okay, got it. Anna, my mom's 73. The doctor said she has a fallen bladder, and the only way to put it back in place is surgery. Can you help? Yeah, of course I can. A fallen bladder means that there's no tonicity. It's like this. Okay, it's so toxic, it's not getting enough oxygen, it doesn't have enough tone. Guaranteed. You think her bladder's a problem? Go into her pelvis and find all that crystallization, calcium, and scar tissue. And then if we could do her sacrum, okay, and we could do her hips, we could do her lower abdomen, and we could go in and do the Wolfe non-surgical on her pelvis area, get her on the daily cleansing tea, the tummy love, the black gold, get her on a whole plant-based diet. Hey, yeah, okay, let me ask you a question. The last time that you ate pizza and you were tired, you were like this, weren't you? Okay, so what do you think is going to happen when we put the energy back in, when we put the vibration back in? Her bladder's going to be, oh, I got this. Okay, so it's as good as that. You know, like if you're looking for the medical system to actually create a perfect day for you, it's not going to happen. If you're looking for the medical system to run to your rescue when there's an emergency because you've been taught to create it, they're going to be there. Okay? And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's a good thing. You know, if you're not going to look after yourself, thank God for the medical system, because they can give you drugs to numb you out and they can cut things out as they rot. If you don't want that, then you're going to have to look at creating the perfect day and then repeating it each day, and you're actually going to have to love and honor and respect yourself. Well, there's something to think about. Okay, so I'm not trying to be sarcastic. I'm not trying to upset anybody. I'm not trying to irritate people. I'm talking to your subconscious, and I'm just going, please, the only way you can grow is consciously, so I'm going to stir the pot a little bit, okay? I totally respect you. Just know that, okay? And I mean that. Yeah, so the bladder. So anyways, her colon has fallen down, and when your colon's fallen down, it's got no tone, it's leaking waste. But understand something, 99 out of 100 people are leaking toxic waste into their body, because who gives a crap about your crapper, right? Not the medical system. Most people in natural health don't. They tell you to go, hey, just do a cleanse every 6 months, man, and you'll be fine. So fill yourself up, and when you feel really crappy, do a cleanse. I say no, wrong. Why don't you just create a program, and a gentle, loving program, and gently cleanse every day, and just love your life and don't have to pay with pain and suffering, okay? All right, we are programmed for that. I mean, on this planet, you only learn through pain. Yes or no? Okay? I wouldn't call us an intelligent species, would you? Okay, I would tell us that we only learn through pain because the subconscious gets programmed, and it gets bad programs. Okay, if we could learn how to stay in the conscious mind, which is very difficult because it's an art in itself. Okay. Lisa, can I do gently heal gallstones? Yes. Take a look at Hulda Clark and do the gallbladder flush and do coffee enemas. But first, take the daily cleansing tea, tummy love, and the black gold and get on the perfect day diet, okay? And start really loosening up those stones and get them soft again. Okay, so there's a way around this. You might want to get a consult, and you might not. You can check that out. Okay, so anyways, let Tara know that I don't want any more questions coming in so I can get the other questions, okay? Well, Mary, how do you rebuild enamel on the teeth? What calcium product? Yeah. Dentagen, okay? Dentagen. And I want to say something, everybody. If you're eating an alkaline diet, are you ready for this? If you're eating an alkaline diet and you're still losing calcium, it's your large intestine again. How many people wake up in the morning? Okay, first of all, I don't go for teeth cleaning. Okay? Okay, you can go for teeth cleaning, but I don't. Okay. I probably did a teeth cleaning the last once in 15 years. You're going to say that's gross. Well, I don't have bad breath. Bad breath is because of a bad bowel. Bad breath is because your bowel is rotting. Okay, with putrefactive waste. The hot gas rises, and those little poo particles are getting on your teeth and your tongue and in your mouth. That's why honey doesn't want to kiss you first thing in the morning. That's why you need breath mints. That's why you need gum. That's why you need Listerine that is totally cancer-causing. How's that? So here's the reality, guys. If you want to have really great teeth, then, take a look at the Dentagen and also look at my Synonian minerals. And I apologize, but they won't be back on the shelf for about another 10 days to 2 weeks. But there's nothing like them. There's 147 nutrients in it. There's nothing out there that gives the mineral balance that my product does. And I can guarantee that. Okay? Yeah, there's other things you can do. But understand that if you're losing calcium, it's acidity. Just as if you're losing calcium on your teeth, you're losing it in your bones, and that's because you are the acid queen. Okay? All right. Jonathan, they think I have herniated disc. Will ionic calcium help with that? Now, it's not called ionic calcium. It's called SAC calcium, because there are probably 100 different brands that say that they are ionic calcium, but they're not. They're colloidal. They are not ions of calcium. There's only one product in the world, and that's it. There's not another one that I know of. And enlighten me, because there isn't. There isn't. So, what was the question here now? If you've got a herniated disc, okay, I'll tell you something right now. I don't know where you live, but if you can come to us when we're in one of these places, I want 15 minutes. I won't charge you. I want 15 minutes to work on you, and then you can tell everybody what we did in 15 minutes. How's that? Okay? So whether you want to believe this or not, in between every vertebrae are discs. Those discs, when they get herniated because there's scar tissue and you've been tearing out here. And it's probably in your L4 and L5. If it's not there, it's up in C5, 6, or 7. So it's either up here or it's lower down. Okay? So that's where you get herniated discs. Now, a herniated disc is caused because you have scar tissue and calcium around the disc and in the vertebrae. So what we do is we do a treatment, okay, called Wolfe non-surgical spinal treatment, where we'll take 1 hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, and go through in between every vertebrae, okay, and we will give you, how's this? Well, the average is 1 inch to 2 inches taller, because you actually don't get shorter because you lose calcium. So understand, if you got a herniated disc, you're going to continually have it until somebody gets in there and gets rid of the calcium, gets rid of the scar tissue, and I can do that in 15 minutes. So the reality is I would want to work on a few more vertebrae above and underneath to get the flow going. Wherever you have herniated disc, wherever you have disc problems, you're going to find that your flow of your spinal fluid, which carries messages to your brain, and then from your brain to every organ in your body, that gets screwed up. That's why it's important to have a straight spine. But what if your spine kept popping out because of a scar tissue issue, which I can prove it is. And that if you don't deal with the scar tissue issue, you're going to go back to the chiropractor weekly or every second week or just suffer forever. There's something to think about. Okay. My daughter had a serious car accident, hit from the rear. She has neck, back, and nerve damage, constant migraine and pain. She had already had nerves cut once, and now they are going to do it again. More nerves this time. So guess what? They're going to cut. Okay, here's the challenge. Donna, if we can do work on her and help to create the perfect day, nutritionally and detox-wise, and do Wolfe non-surgical, I guarantee it, I'm giving you a guarantee, that in 3 days to 5 days, you'll have a different daughter. That's it. So go ahead. Understand something. Every surgery causes the worst scar tissue in the human body, more so than a sports injury or any inflammatory problem. And it creates roots. It's the worst thing you can do. If you've ever had surgery, you might say, I'm out of pain, but you're as stiff as a board and you feel old. How's that working for you? How about even if you don't feel pain and I were to work in that area, I would bring back your range of motion, your flexibility, your tone, and your strength. So that's the deal. I'll tell you something right now. Nobody comes to us by the third day and knows that we're not what we are. We're real. Okay? So understand, you're going to have to take massive personal action. You're going to have to trust someone. I'll give you a money-back guarantee, everyone. On your first treatment, we will do more than all the treatments put together. Sometimes we might be off, maybe, but I'll tell you one thing. We'll always do more than any other treatment you've ever got. That's a really big statement, but you know what the reality is I'm not playing fair, because I know that every problem in the body is either calcification, crystallization, or scar tissue, and other practitioners do not know how to work with it. So that's the unfair part. Tracy, when will you be starting clapping series? Okay, I'll tell you something right now. When will I be starting that? Well, I keep saying 2 weeks, don't I? So I would say approximately 2 weeks. And this time it'll be the last time I say it. In approximately 2 weeks. You know, things keep getting in the way. You know, we have gotten really busy. And I'm trying to get other things in order so that we have systems so that everybody can be looked after properly. I really want to do this clapping thing, but I have to look after the people that are getting consultations from us, the personal treatment and trainings that are coming here, the certifications that we're doing all over the world, and the personal treatment and trainings that I have my master trainers going out to do. So that's the first thing. So we're trying to get all those systems, and we want them to work really well. So I need to be there for those people. And I'd say in 2 weeks we can do this. Okay? Thank you for your patience. All right. How can you get rid of a cyst on your spleen? First of all, I don't care what the problem is. It's called whole body healing. And whatever the problem is, we have to work on, we can work emotionally, which is really helpful. But we've always got to look at working the large intestine and working with the liver and the kidneys and take that load off the spleen. Okay? So that's where we would start. If we just want to work and focus on the spleen, it's like this. So you have a bicycle chain. The chain broke at the weak link. That doesn't mean that it's the chain's fault, okay? It was not enough lubrication. You know, maybe there was too much rust everywhere. I don't know. So the reality is we're not just going to look at one little place in the body. Remember something, everyone, that the average person has, are you ready for this? 10 to 12 blocks in their body. And that's called a healthy person. A person with cancer has 20 to 30 blocks. Now, that's not counting the tumor or the problem where the cancer is. So what we do is we work to get rid of all the other blocks in the body to bring up the energy level, to bring up the blood flow, the lymph flow. Because that's what you do. The more you increase the proper blood flow, the healthy blood flow, then guess what? The more you decrease the life expectancy of the tumor or the cancer. Because when they say don't increase the circulation, they just say things that are right but aren't right. They're talking about don't increase the circulation of the tumor. But remember, the tumor lives off lactic acid, uric acid, and the main thing that feeds any tumor is inflammation. So when they say don't increase the circulation of the tumor, because every tumor and cancers have their own circulatory system, and it's not working on oxygen, nutrition, and loving yourself. Do you understand? Okay, Carol, what are we doing here? Pretty good. Okay, Carol, what supplements do you suggest for inflammation, breast lump? Okay. We're not going to be treating the breast lump. We want to treat the body when it comes to supplementation. Remember that. Okay, with a breast lump, we know that there's a pelvic problem and there's a large intestine problem. So I'm going to do this as nice as I can. Get a perfect day consultation for $125, put $25 towards it. And then guess what? We'll go through everything with you. If you don't feel it's worth it, we'll refund your money. But the reality is that, look, first thing you got to look at, okay, is oxygenation in minerals, right? So I'd look at the Sinonian minerals. I would also look at FiberClear systemic enzymes. I'd look at DMSO. I would look at Orange Burst essential oil. I'd also look at frankincense essential oil. We have the purest frankincense essential oil, and I guarantee you that for the quality, that is also the least expensive. We also sell it by 4-ounce bottles to give you even a bigger saving, which people don't do. So I'd be looking at structured water because water's a huge issue. You'd have to be looking at daily cleansing tea and tummy love and black gold, because if you don't get those bowels moving. I'd also be looking at the ultimate coffee enema. And also, if you're not totally destroyed your immune system and you've lost a ton of weight already, then I would suggest that you look at doing the advanced water fasting, because if we could kick in autophagy and stem cell therapy with fasting, wow. So the reality is, I think anybody in a situation like this, Carol, if you get a consultation, you've got your master consultant plus me. I'm extension 5. I'm here for you. I really am. And, people are going, how does he help everyone? Because people help themselves. We teach you how to become the master of that perfect day. Okay, sure, you're going to want some tweaking here and there. But let me tell you something. You are not dumb like they made you believe. And guess what? The only true practitioner for you is you. But first you have to be trained on how to love yourself well. Okay? There are other things too, Carol. We could be here a while. Jacqui, do you agree with bioidentical hormones? I don't disagree, okay? I don't disagree. I don't disagree with going to a medical doctor. I don't disagree with surgery. I don't disagree with chemo, radiation. I don't disagree with taking drugs. But I will tell you, it's not the way I would go, and I never have to go that way. I will never have to go that way. I will go the perfect day way. I will go into mastering my mind to master my body. And I know that everything you eat, drink, okay, and eat, everything you eat and drink leaves the body, whether it's the most expensive supplement in the world or the more organic food or not organic. And I know that if you're going to eat processed chemical foods, the vibration is going to be so toxic, it'll tear you apart. If you're eating organic and the farmer loved what he was doing, that's going to bring your vibration up. I know that nothing stays behind except frequency. The invisible creates the physical. The invisible creates the visible. End of story. End of story. That's the deal. You want to do bioidentical hormones? Do them. But guess what? What the heck? People say, I don't want to ride 2 horses. I don't want to do the medical way and your way. I'm going, wait a minute here. This is not one or the other. If you believe that you need to do this, why can't we embrace nature? Why can't we embrace what our Creator created? Why do we have to go with what just mankind manipulated? Oh my God. Whatever happened to us? Luella, should I be drinking one quart and a half of water before 11 a.m. if I'm intermittent fasting? I would drink that and maybe even more. See what happens. And if it's structured water, bingo, right? Really. Joyce, how often can castor oil packs be done every day? Okay, they can be done every day and they can be done up to an hour. Just make sure that when the castor oil pack gets dirty, and you can find the castor oil pack, everybody, in my book. If you want my book, all you have to do is just call in and you'll pay for the shipping and you can have it for free. That's my gift to you. Let's get started. Let's take back our lives, and if enough of us do it, we'll take back this world. Okay, Christine, pigging out on toxic food. I hardly ever do this. How do I stop? Do loving things for yourself. Start doing the 3-2-1 Braveheart. I got this. There's a new sheriff in town. I love my body. Okay. I'm only going to eat good food. That's all I'm going to do. Okay. Look in the mirror and tell yourself you're sorry. And you're going to go, Christine, I'm so sorry. I love you. I will protect you, respect you, and honor you. And right now, I know that my subconscious is used to disrespecting you and running hate programs. I am no longer going to do this. I'm going to love myself well. I am going to change my routine throughout the day. I am not going to buy any more toxic food and put it in the fridge or the cupboard. If I really want an ice cream or chips or a pop or whatever you do, Christine, I will make myself go down to the store, and I am not allowed to come on my property with it. I will eat it, drink it, do whatever I'm supposed to do until I decide to totally honor, respect, and love myself. Don't make it easy. And also, if you're married, make sure that your husband opts into this. And if he doesn't, then he's not a nice guy. Okay? And he needs to get his head checked, because he's doing you a favor plus himself a favor. If you don't bring up the vibration of the way you eat and the way you treat yourself, you'll never bring up your vibration for the relationship you have with yourself or your spouse. Majda, hi doc, what do you think is the remedy for mycosis fungoides? Okay, the most common form of cutaneous T-cell lymphoma. Okay, itching too much. That's what the doctor told my friends. Okay, all right. So, let's understand something. Oh gosh, you're just going to love me, aren't you? Structured water she needs. She needs to do the bowel cleansing. Why? She's been backing her bowel up. I will bet my reputation, she's been constipated forever. She backed up her bowel, okay? And then, because she was sick with other things, she took antibiotics, what destroyed the good and the bad bacteria, brought her immune system down. As soon as you take antibiotics, they will destroy the bad bacteria and the good bacteria, but when it comes to yeast in the bowel, it will turn the yeast into what we call candida fungus, which then they become like drill predators, because antibiotics vibrate below zero, and what happens is they actually turn on the death vibration, which turns the yeast into fungus. So then you get these drills start drilling holes through you, just like that tree that fell down in the forest, and it's got holes in it, and that's because it's going back ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And the reality is now you turn them on. The only way you can turn that off is to bring the vibration up, get the cork out of the butt, detoxify the liver. But the lymph is backed up so bad that it causes the cancer. And the lymph system is like molasses. So we need to start doing some exercises like rebounding, but we need structured water. We need things that are going to help to bring the flow back. Because understand something, with every cancer, every autoimmune disease, every situation in the human body, it's because of a physical block that doesn't allow flow. Once you don't have flow, you get the swamp, you get the bugs, you get the dis-ease. And that's it. I hope I answered it. And understand, this person also needs to do skin brushing, salt glows, clapping, things of that nature. But guess what? They need a coach. Guys, if you don't want to pay to have a coach, then there you go. You don't want to spend $125, then there you go. If you want to just stick a Band-Aid here and a Band-Aid there and a Band-Aid there, you're going to find out something. Understand something. I've always wanted a coach. I've always wanted a master. Someone that mastered what I want. I don't go out and get just anybody. I want a master. And if you don't think we're that master, find that master that's going to help you master your mind, master your body, to have you have that beautiful life you've always wanted. Annie or N.I. I have Hashimoto's. I am not on medication and nodules on my thyroid. What can I do? Please let me know. I can get this down. I have a breast cancer diagnosis. Okay, hold on here. Okay, one thing at a time. So the reality is, whoops, there we go. So the reality is this. Okay, oh boy. First of all, okay, you see this? This here is protecting my thyroid. Okay, look where it is. Your thyroid is only 2 centimeters deeper than your throat. Did you get that? So now that blue light from these lights, and then the blue light off of the computer is just going to knock the living crap out of my thyroid. Man, there is so much evil with corporations and the elite. It's all coming down now, guys. Anyways, they didn't need to build any of this technology to hurt us. Did you notice something? No matter what we think and what we say, they don't give a damn. They're just going to roll over us like a steamroller. They don't care that 5G is a weapon of war. Wait till you see the troubles that are going to happen. And they're going to try to blame it on COVID and everything else. Between blue light and 5G, remember something. What's going to kill us is the invisible. That's it. It's going to knock us out. It's going to knock us off this planet. I'm not sure. You know what? Can't even do that right now. Thyroid. I would really take, when you're talking about the thyroid, you want to talk about iodine. You want to talk about protection. So if you don't want to get one of these protectors to protect your whole body, then what I would suggest you do is wear a scarf whenever you're watching TV, whenever you're in front of a computer, whenever you're on your phone. Even your phone is going to give you blue light onto this. I'm telling you, you got to cover. You got to wear a turtleneck or a nice silk scarf or something. Okay? So understand that. Okay, when you've got a thyroid problem, you've got an emotional problem. And understand, but you're going to go, yeah, but it's from radiation. Yeah, that's true. But everybody's getting radiated. Why don't everybody have thyroid problems? And understand something. Women get thyroid problems way more than men because their emotions are up and down, because their hormones are up and down, because they don't know that they were supposed to detoxify their large intestine. And they've got to keep that down because they have more bells and whistles than men do, right? I mean, they bring life onto the world. Okay? I would be taking a look at our infinite iodine, but our infinite iodine, because of the C word that's going on, won't be on the shelf for probably about 6 weeks. So I would get on a product maybe called Darrell, which is a time release, and it's really great. It's the one I love the most, but when our infinite iodine comes on, it's 10,000 times smaller than even, so you've got things like Lugol's iodine, which is more like a colloidal, okay? And then you've got a nano, which is thousands of times smaller, okay? And then you've got a pico, which is smaller than nano. And then you've got our iodine that's 10,000 times smaller. So it's more like a gas, and you can just spray it right on your thyroid. You can spray it on anywhere where you've got pain or fibroids or tumors, and it'll go right into your body because it's more like a gas. You just spray it on, or you spray it in your mouth, okay? As far as I have a breast cancer diagnosis. Well, if you've got a breast cancer diagnosis, then you want to find someone. You need a coach. Everybody, okay, anybody that says, I'm going to give you a consult, I'm going to charge you this much money, and then they're not going to be there to help guide you along the way. And when you hit these little bumps, right, then we've got a problem here. We got a problem. So people go, oh my gosh, well, guess what? Yeah, but you're so far away. Yeah, but can you see me? Does it feel like we're getting personal here? I mean, we can do it on video. We can do it on FaceTime. We can do it just by phone. It doesn't matter. You'd be surprised. We're the ones that are giving you a guarantee that we're going to knock this thing out of the park. But you know, you got to want it. And understand something, everybody. There does come a point that maybe all we can do is reduce your pain, because you allowed yourself to fall off a cliff. And that's called a hate program, but you didn't know you were running it on, because it's a subconscious thing. Lisa, my 9-year-old son, how can I get him to have a bowel motion more often? Get the daily cleansing tea. He holds his stools. He eats well because guess what? He won't let go. He won't let go of something. So who picked on him? He won't let go of something. Maybe he's punishing himself. Think about that. What could he be punishing himself for? Okay, does somebody bully him in the family? I'm not trying to start anything, but understand something. Please do not get this wrong, but most families are either emotional or physically abusive or both. That's all I want to say, okay? And that's the God's truth. I mean, take a look at the world, okay? So let me tell you something. When we learn to honor, respect, and love ourselves, we can do that for others. So anyways, your son is not letting go. What's he not letting go? And then, Mom, what's he eating? He eats well, and I try to get lots of fiber into him. It's not about the fiber. It's about live foods. Any advice? Appreciated. Yeah, take a look at the Perfect Day Diet on page 40 of the Perfect Day Guide. Start there. And then you might want to get a consultation. And get him on the daily cleansing tea and tummy love it. And then start on that. And then call me on extension 5 and tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. Carol, can we come to Florida for the non-surgical treatment by you or your staff? Yes. How much would that cost? Also, do you recommend treatments for 2 separate days? No, you can get treatments every day, and we'll do up to 2 hours a day. And we already have booked people in Orlando. We've got one person who's coming for 14 days. And of course, she's going to take a break probably in 2 of those days because she's got a lot of work to do. But I guarantee you, we're going to take her from being a 2x4 to being flexible again and getting her life back. And then we've got people that are coming for 5 days, and they're doing 2 hours each and every day. All you got to do is just call. And what we're gonna do is right now we're taking your name and your number, and then when we get about 3 weeks out, we're gonna call everyone and book them. We're gonna take name and phone numbers, so you can call the office, and don't be afraid to call me. I'd rather you do that because I can help you. So I know you're going, how does he do all this? Well, call me and leave your number, extension 5, and I'll call you back, and then I can figure out how many hours you're going to need, and I'll explain why. Okay? All right? Emma, do you have any suggestions for nerve pain? Well, nerve pain is inflammation. And understand something. Nerve pain is also caused because a scar tissue wraps itself around the nerves. I would look at our Ocean Essentials, not fish oil. Fish oil is very hard to digest. Look at our Ocean Essentials for essential fatty acids. How are you going to reduce pain? Well, I guarantee you, if you got nerve pain, you're probably not drinking enough water. It's not structured water. Again, get your bowels moving again. Okay. Also, nerve pain, take a look at Mag Infusion because you're probably low in magnesium. But if you've got nerve pain, take a look at the belly button therapy. Take a look at clapping. Oh, and listen to me. Also, take a look at skin brushing, okay? And take a look at salt glows. And you'll find those in my do-it-yourself guide in my library. And the other thing is get on the Sinonian minerals. And see, for me, there's basic things that I do. Vitamin D, a definite. Vitamin K, okay, to help with the D. Iodine, okay? And then also our Sinonian minerals. I already talked about that. There's 147 nutrients in there. Immune building. There's coenzymes. There's trace minerals. There's your major foundation minerals. But there's 147. There's no what we would call one a day better than that. Okay, and you can take a look at that in my Perfect Day Guide if you want to read about it. Okay, Rita, Dr. Wolfe, I have so many problems both this time. From stress, I get headache, tinnitus, ringing in my head for the past 2 years. Can you help me? Yeah, but understand something. The more you've had ringing in your head, the more you've had head and neck pain and headaches, the more scar tissue and calcification and crystallization you've got up in here and your shoulders. It would be really great if we could do some non-surgical on you. And if you could get, again, a Perfect Day protocol And once you get on the Perfect Day protocol, also again about the clapping. Clapping is amazing, and that's why people are waiting for me to do it. And when I do the clapping, I'll be going through the whole body, and I will also be going through the main illnesses and symptoms that people have throughout the body and how to work with those, okay? But you got to understand, think about this, everyone. So for 2 years, she has tinnitus, ringing in my head, okay? She has headaches. Do you understand? Do you know how much scar tissue crystallization, displaced calcium this lady has? And do you know how many dysfunctional beliefs are, just even if she has a few, how they are like entities and they're feeding on her, and she's continually not knowing that she's triggering these dysfunctional beliefs and causing all of this stuff, and it's like a bloody pinball machine. You need help, Rita. And understand something. You can get an emotional nutritional consultation from us for $250 and put $25 towards product. There's nobody else who does it. This least expensive. Look at, I've been in this for 40 years, and I've got these strategies so nailed. And that's why everything is there for you. Anna, good afternoon, Dr. Wolfe. Thank you very much for your information and videos. Much love and blessings to you. May I ask, how do I get structured water? We talked about that. We currently have Kangen alkalizer. What is the... Okay, that's good. Kangen is a good water. I'm not downing it, but it's not structured water. I'd still want to structure it. What is the bodyguard you wear? I've already talked about that. If you please go back and take a look. For those of you that don't want to go back and watch, go on YouTube. It'll be timestamped by tomorrow afternoon. This will be in YouTube, timestamps. So you can go and take a look at the question you want answered. Do you have a diet protocol? You can email me. I can tell you this. For starters, you go to send me an email to quickstart@docofdetox.com. Follow the rabbit hole and go through the 7 empowering steps. The first one is to go to the Perfect Day Diet on page 40 in the Perfect Day Guide. Please check your junk mail if you do email me, and you might find it in your junk mail, okay? What are Tesla glasses? I already talked about that earlier, okay? I'm going to wear them for the rest of the time because this blue light's starting to get to me. So just know it's not just because I want to look cool, okay? What are Tesla glasses? Tesla glasses have fluorine lenses. They actually take the blue light and the 5G, and guess what? They don't block it. They make both of these frequencies into healing frequencies for my eyes. They'll bring your headache down. They'll heal your eyes. Whether you believe this or not, your eyesight will get better, and you'll also be more clear in your head. Your head won't burn. You won't feel like your brain is burning. You won't feel that confusion, that fogginess. I'm telling you right now, these sons of you-know-whats, they're intentionally trying to destroy us. And I'll tell you right now, I don't know a lot, but I don't know if these people are human beings. And I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't want to make this into a controversial show, but just watch the Rothschilds. They're pulling the strings on everything that's going on. And if there's an evil, I don't want to get into this, guys, but this is beyond monstrous. Think about it. We have all the technology in the world to have lighting, computers. I mean, you know this computer right here that I'm reading off of for these questions? Did you know that we can actually create frequencies coming off this computer that would heal my body? Where's the love? Where is the love? Okay? So I'm doing everything. Thank God I know what I know. Tesla glasses, bodyguard, structured water, the nutrients I take. And let me tell you something. I got a great diet, and I love it because guess what? I am so here. I am so aware. I so got this. Okay? All right? So I just traveled back from this morning from 6 hours driving from Nelson up in the mountains. And all I had was a little cup of soup today. And, of course, I had ATP. That's it. Right? I had a couple other things. But I haven't had anything else to eat. And it's 4:43. Let me say this. Go ahead. Stick your head in the sand. Go ahead. I don't want to know. Say that. I don't want to know. Say I don't really want to know what's going on. And tell me it doesn't terrorize you. You know, I know what's going on. I know who's doing what to who. And understand something. I get it. It's a game. Welcome to the Earth game. I'm not upset about it because I just want to know the bloody rules. If I'm going to play mousetrap, then I want to know what the rules are. And you guys don't know what the rules are. You don't know all the rules. You got to want to know the rules. I don't want to know the rules. It's like people in relationships. Oh, God, I hope he doesn't mention that. Oh, my God. I mean, how many couples are totally in love with themselves and each other? I'll leave that with you. People just don't. They're so scared. We've been brainwashed to be scared. How do I protect my boys at school? Haha, good luck on that one. So you're going to have to get them bodyguards. You're going to have to have them drink structured water and feed them whole plant-based foods and tell them to get outside as much as they possibly can underneath a tree. They're starters, to wear a smile on their face. And guess what? The other thing, when they go to school and they get really upset because school sucks, okay, just say this. Look it, just get through school. Find your passion and purpose, okay? Just understand something. The most educated people are the most brainwashed ones. Did you get what I said? The most educated people are the most brainwashed ones. Now, I'm well researched, but I'm not like edumacated. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I study 25 hours on new stuff and into stuff continually about the invisible, the physical, the emotional. Every week I do. Every week I do because I know that's where it's at. And I want to cross-reference. I want to try to be as truthful as possible. You know, how many people, they think they're telling the truth, but they're telling lies. I mean, you know, the manual you got for emotional mastering is so corrupt. And your diet is not maybe you. So I'm not picking on you. I'm talking about your family, your friends, and everybody else. I mean, we wouldn't be in this mess because we know that only sick people get sick. Healthy people don't get sick. All right? So how do you protect your boys? Sweetie, I don't want to put you into a position, but you don't let them go to school. But if they were my boys, I'm not telling you what to do. But just understand something. If you want to call me, I'll tell you some other things you can do for your kids. I need to know their ages. And you better make sure that they're not constipated. They better be going to the bathroom. And they better have 2 to 3 poops a day. That's the first thing. Okay? Don't let them get corked up and backed up and blown up. I mean, how do you feel when you have a good dump? You feel amazing. Oh, I got this. I feel light. Whoa, emotionally, physically. I feel light in the load. Think about that. Okay, Lori. Have you done any talks on LED and fluorescent lights? Yeah, they're both terrible. And guess what? They're in my book, 5G Blue Light Toxicity. I go through the whole thing. And you can either read the guide or you can just go to, what's it called? Energy Medicine Guide. Energy Medicine Guide has everything you want. If you go to my library, click on that, okay? And of course, LED lighting is poisonous. Fluorescent lighting is poisonous. So I get that. Blue light is poisonous. 5G is poisonous, right? Yeah, but they love us and our government's working for us. Yeah, go figure. Yeah, here we go. 14, Carol Sue. I have terrible skin. I'm a redhead. And very fair skin. I take supplements. Still can't figure it out. Well, I'll tell you why. Because your skin is, guess what? The mirror to your large intestine. You're not drinking structured water. Your bowels aren't moving enough. And you're not eating enough whole plant-based foods. And I'll tell you, that's the ticket right off there. Get the daily cleansing tea, tummy love, black gold. Do some skin brushing. Do some salt glows. Do some clapping. Whoa, you're coming back, girl. You know what? And especially do the cocoa salt glow that has some coconut oil in it. And then when you do the salt glow to bring the circulation up, get the dead skin cells off with the skin brushing. Go into DIY, do-it-yourself guide in the library. Okay? And we are going to, I don't know when we're going to do it. I'm trying to get another video person to help us, but I want to show how to do a complete skin brushing, salt glow, and then how to do a proper sauna, and then clapping in the sauna, because we have a really beautiful Swedish sauna here. And it runs off of, it's a stone electric, and it's also a wood. Sorois, sometimes when my stomach swells up, it gets hard to breathe. One day it really swelled up. Yeah, the bacteria are farting, the bad ones. When the good bacteria fart, they don't give you a problem. You know, even a Porsche will backfire. But when you've got too much bad bacteria in, my friend, it will swell you up and blow you up, and you'll reabsorb that gas and it'll go into your bloodstream and it'll cause you more troubles than you want to shake a stick at. One day it really swelled, and another day it went flat. That's right, you're an accordion. Whoop, whoop. And if you just took a look at the food you ate the day before, you'd know why, because you ate something that was dead and processed, and it wasn't combined properly, and you probably were tired and you couldn't digest it, and you chewed it in a hurry, and maybe you were chewing somebody out at the table, and then you can't digest your food when you chew other people out. Okay? Try that. Food combining is a good thing. All of this is in my Perfect Day Guide. All of these things. And if you want to get my book, Healthy to 100, you'll never find another book that rocks the digestive tract and the basic foundation of why we rot and how we bring up our vibration. All right? Tracy, why do my ankles swell up in the heat? Because your bowels are backed up, girl. You need to start pooping better and drinking more water. Yeah, but wait a minute. I've got water retention in my ankles. I just told you. Why do they swell up? Well, because they swell up because you're so acidic, you're so inflamed, and because when you get tired, the toxins get pulled down into the lower part of your body, and you need the water there, because if you don't, you're going to crystallize your ankles and your feet. And it's also, you backed up your colon enough to back up your liver onto your kidneys. There you go. Colon cleansing. I'm still going to say consultations are a really great thing, guys. And hi, doctor, I have osteoporosis, okay, due to hyperparathyroidism, okay. Everybody, that's a condition in which one or more of the parathyroid glands become overactive. She has it due to chronic kidney disease stage 3. I cannot take any medication for it because of the kidney disease. What can I do naturally to reverse osteoporosis to at least osteopenia, if ever? Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Right here. That's the best product in the world. It's never going to get better. Whether you want to believe this or not, okay, you can give me somebody in their 80s. They've got osteoporosis. Their bones are brittle. They get on this product 3 times a day. And I'll tell you something right now. Within 9 to 12 months, their bone structure is going to be back to 30, 40-year-old. And I know you don't want to believe me, but do your homework. Either email me at quickstart@docofdetox.com or go to the SAC Calcium Guide in my library. Okay, we cannot have the information out front because we were told the product is non-toxic. It's the most amazing nutritional breakthrough in probably the last 75 years. And we were told we cannot advertise it on front. And if people want to buy it, they actually have to call into the office to buy it. They cannot just go on and buy it. So I don't make the rules. I'm controlled by the same people that are controlling you. All right, Carol, is there a water charge for fasting? Is there a water charge for fasting? A water charge. I don't know what that means. The 6-day advanced water fasting challenge on July the 12th, there's no charge to do it, if that's what you're asking. And once you have a structure unit, you can hand it down in your will because it doesn't wear out or break down. And I'm not sure what the question is, but that's as good as I can do. Abram, the palms of my hands and feet soles have been yellowish orange since I was a teenager. That's your liver. I have been doing the Ultimate Coffee Enema now for 2 months and see no difference in my hand color. Do you have any suggestion? Well, have you been doing the Daily Cleansing Tea, Tummy Love, and Black Gold? And if I can say this, Abram, what's your nationality and what's your diet and what are you eating, my friend? Okay. For one thing, I'm going to tell you something. The skin, we can get the color to change. Just know that. Okay. So your liver isn't getting enough support from somewhere else. From the diet, from the water, from the bowel cleansing, from the, it's everything we talked about here. You got to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you're toast already. You got to love yourself because you got to take enough time. If you expect everyone else to love yourself, then you're going to go run around and see what you can do for everyone else. And then there'll be nothing left for you. There you go. How's that working? Tamara, I'm curious. Do you think that wine is poisoned by the elites? No, I just think wine is a poison. So Understand something. If it's not organic, it's totally toxic. And if you're going to drink wine, you better get a structured water unit and pour at least an ounce to 2, and then put that back into the quart, because that's how you're going to protect yourself from the chemical poisoning. And also, alcohol is a poison. Get that. Okay? It's a poison. All right? And if you're drinking wine every day, you're an alcoholic. Okay? All right? You are. If you have to have a toke every day, then you're a drug addict. Okay? So if you have to eat donuts every day, then you're an addict. You're a flour addict. Okay? If you got to... See, do I have to keep going here? Right? So let's put it this way. When's the last time you said, oh my God, I got to have a salad now. I just can't take this. No. But you will do that with things that are addictive and not good for you. And understand, look at your addiction, and then you can find out what nutrients you're depleted in. And that's what we know. Okay, Gail, I had a prolapse many years ago and had mesh repair. Well, you still have the prolapse. Now you have the mesh to hold up the bridge. What should I do? Well, for reality is, never get a mesh, but if you have it already, we can work with it. The reality is never let them put mesh in, get a suture. Mesh is a foreign object. You're always going to have toxic poisoning from a mesh. You're also going to get a big scar tissue block around the mesh. Try to picture this. You know when they put the steel, the steel robar? Yeah, robar. You know those steel rods? And they put those into cement. Now the cement's dried. That steel steel robar, I think it's called. You can't get that out of the cement once it's dried. To get the mesh out, they'd tear you apart. But the reality is we got to make sure that this area is not inflamed, because guess what? Inflammation can lead to an oxygen deficit of 35%. And if that lasts and goes on for a while, then you're looking at a tumor. And that's no rumor, because that's what cancer is. It's suffocation, and it doesn't want to die. So now it's going to live off lactic and uric acid and toxins, and it'll steal your nutrition too. And then it'll get its own blood supply, like we talked about earlier, right? Okay, so understand something. Okay, so I love this, and I mean this tomorrow. Do you think that do you think that the elites are poisoning us? No. Here's the deal. Ready? Ready for this? We're poisoning ourselves. Who told you to drink the toxic wine? Who told you to eat the GMO foods? Who told you to take in the glyphosates? Who told you to eat 1 pound of sugar a day? Who told you to eat all that flour? Okay? Who told you to tell yourself that you're not good enough, beautiful enough, smart enough, fast enough? You are. We've been programmed. So they programmed us, but we're killing ourselves. Understand something. There's 7 billion of us. If we truly loved ourselves, we'd say no more. You can take that and stick that where the sun doesn't shine. But no, you guys aren't with me, because we have been programmed to hurt ourselves, to create disease in our body. We have been programmed that life is painful. And we've been programmed that life is painful with these dysfunctional beliefs, so that we will take drugs that we will numb ourselves out. And then they start taking pieces from us. And then they give us mesh. And then they give us valves. And then they give us a hip replacement. Then they put a rod in our spine. Okay? And then our hearing goes. And then our eyesight goes. And then our brain goes. And that's how it goes. And they're just bloody well evil. And if you don't get that, then I don't know. It doesn't really matter. You know, I just am I'm so ready for more of a simple life, you know. And if people don't really like me or like what I have to say, it really doesn't matter. Because, it does matter. I'd like everyone to like me. But the reality is that if I wanted everyone to like me, then I'd have to be like everyone else. Oops. There would be a problem. And then you probably wouldn't be listening to this show. You're not on this show listening to this show because I'm like everyone else. Because if I was like everyone else, we wouldn't be going anywhere. And I don't mean everyone. I mean the majority. So don't take it wrong. There's a lot of people waking up today. A lot of people starting to learn that they got to be in their conscious mind. I need you to understand something. I love everybody. And this is why I do this show. And I really believe we're going to turn this around. But the reality is I don't think we're going to turn this around until a lot of children suffer. You may not believe this, but hundreds of thousands and millions of children are being not treated very good. And if you knew how they're being treated, you would actually throw up right now. So the reality is this: we need adults to become unadulterated, to love themselves, so that they can teach the children to love themselves. And if we all loved ourselves, we wouldn't be poisoning ourselves. So the elites are not doing it. We're letting the elites do it to us. They did program us for this, but we still have a choice. You keep telling me you have a choice. You know, God gave us a choice. Well, yeah, God did maybe, but the elites didn't give us a choice. They programmed us, but now you got to take it back. But the reality is that, you know, your subconscious never listens to your conscious mind unless you talk to it 10,000 times, repeating the same thing with passion and purpose. And that's why I'm insane. But I'm happily insane, not miserably insane. Okay. So, yeah, I would never drink wine unless it was organic. I put on one time, I said that there was glyphosate in wine, and this guy jumped all over me. So you know he drinks wine every day with his wife, probably. And the reality is they don't spray the glyphosate on the grapes, but they spray it in between the rows to kill the weeds. So where do you think it goes? Into the roots? Well, what feeds the grapes, guys? Okay, 21. Gail. I had a prolapse. Okay, did that one. Gail, hello. I've been looking at a lot of your information on your website and listening to a lot of your talks, and I'm very interested as to what you think about working with kids with autism spectrum disorder, and if there is a different treatment besides applied behavioral analysis. I'm about to start a job as a registered behavior technician, but I am hesitant because I don't know if I'm fully in alignment with the belief systems of this practice. Thank you. You know what, sweetie? Gail, if you want to give me a call, extension 5, call me, leave a time. Everybody, if you call me, I'm Pacific Standard Time. The best time to call is this time on this day. I'll get as close to that as I can. And don't worry, the universe will connect us, okay? Carol, listen, guys, I'm getting rid of a lot of other things so that I can help you. Other things that I used to do so that I can be here to help you. I mean, right now, I am actually booked for consultations right now until January, unless people come in person. If they come in person, I do them. I do the consultations. Like for personal treatment and training or just for treatments, then I do them. Or that's the only ones I can do right now. Carol, how do you get rid of calcification and crystallization? Boom. We talked about it the whole way through. So we'll do it with the Wolfe non-surgical. We'll do it with the SAC calcium. And we'll do it with a whole plant-based diet, structured water, clapping. That's a good start right there. Number 24, Amber. I would just email me a quick start at docofdetox.com and then go and take my A to Z Wellness Masterclass, and you'll get a real learning. Amber, Dr. Wolfe, I had dental revision, the Huggins method. However, the surgeon retired. I still have bone infection and need to find maxillofacial surgeon, definition, a surgeon specialty in focusing on reconstructive surgery on the face. Do you know of one? I go back and forth with my health programs because I get so down about this. If you recommend one, it would help. Well, you know what? Immensely. Again, you can call me. There's a lot of people I'm saying call me, and maybe you'll send me a picture of what has to be reconstructed. And every time you get surgery, you get tons of scar tissue, and you probably have scar tissue from the surgery, and that's causing the infection. So understand something. Let's get rid of the scar tissue. Maybe you don't need surgery. And understand, maybe you're surgery obsessed, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I don't know until we talk, right? Okay. I'd also be looking at Dentagen if I were you. 25. Annie, what do you suggest with use to eliminate blue light? Right here. There's nothing else. You want to use blue blockers, you go right ahead. But blue blockers only block about 70%, and they do it really bad. They don't even do it 70%. And I'm not blocking anything. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eliminate it with these and turn it into healing light. If you don't believe me, go on my website and take a look at the Tesla glasses, and you'll see them if you go to EMF /energy. Okay, that's where you're going to find the Tesla glasses. Or how can we protect ourselves from 5G? Protector. I went through all of this. Structure water unit. Understand something, everybody. Bring your vibration up. Have a low vibrational mind. Have a low vibrational diet. Have low vibrational relationships. And 5G is going to finish you off with blue light. Kathleen, where can I get HCL? I have no gallbladder. I do take digestive enzymes. We have it here if you want to call our clinic, but we're in Canada. And just know this, we have fulfillment centers all throughout the United States. So you'll get your product within 2 to 3 days with us, long as they don't do COVID interruption stuff. We have the fastest shipping. And when you order over $49 in the United States, shipping's free. $249, it's free throughout the world. And I don't think I'm wrong. And if I am, please don't punish me. Denise, where was I here? Did I miss something? Or you can go to the health food store and just get hydrochloric acid capsules. And guess what? They're inexpensive. And understand, if they say take one, take maybe 3. If your gallbladder's gone and you're going to eat something fatty or heavy protein, you need 3. Denise, what is causing my sinuses to flare up and excruciating headaches? I don't know. Dairy is the biggest one. Mold in the house. Or, guess what? You ready for this? An inflammatory diet, an inflammatory mind, and constipation. That's a big one. Get the cork out. Deb, can I use silver bullet spray and bright eyes together? Yes. Or should I wait between them? No, you can use them together. See how your eyes feel. Some people need to take a few minutes, because if you feel like a little bit of a burning when you use the silver or the black or the fulvic eye drops, your eyes aren't hurting. That's the infection and the inflammation being pulled away. Okay? And it will not hurt contacts, everyone. Okay? And it does not hurt cataracts or lenses that have been put in. Maja, what if you wear prescription glasses to see? How do you wear Tesla glasses with your prescription glasses? Okay, you may not want to do this, but you can put the glasses over top, or you can take the lenses out, and then what my brother did was he put them on clip-ons, or you can, that's the best way to do it. Put them on clip-ons if you want. I don't know why the company hasn't done it yet, but I'll tell you, I wouldn't live without these things, okay? I even wear them. I'll wear them everywhere, like the mall, flying. I'll wear them, I'll just wear them all the time. They're always around my neck. If you look at my one-a-days. Mary, are organic peanuts good for the body, or should I get rid of them out of my diet and switch to another nut? Okay, peanuts aren't nuts. Okay, they're part of the legume family. They're not even peanuts. Okay, and they grow close to the ground, so you got to watch out for mold. And that's why it bothers people. And the reason why it bothers people is this: glyphosate, okay, GMOs, and their digestive tracts are messed. So there's an ingredient that can be in the peanut to set them off. Look at, nobody had problem with peanuts until now. So you take the 5G, you take the blue light, you take the glyphosate, and you shake it all up. And then you drink it up. You're taking it in somehow, all this stuff. And so what do you think it does? It brings down the immune system. Okay? All right. That's why every 5 years, they bring down the average health of every age, because we are slowly dying off. You didn't know that? Okay. What can I do or use to protect my thyroid from the blue light? Here? Bodyguard? Or wear, like I said, just something like this, because the blue light can't get through. Just wear a scarf or a turtleneck. Light from my cell phone and computer, thank you. Okay. All right, but the blue light's going to burn your eyes out, so you got to have Tesla glasses. You know what? And guys, there's only one company in the world that has Tesla eyewear. That's it. Mary, are you going to do a video for clapping of the ankle? Absolutely. Absolutely. So important. I'll tell you something. So important. We do not treat our feet nice enough, everyone. Okay, I'm going to tell you other things to use and other things to do for every part of the body. It's going to be a really good course. I just keep pretending I'm going to do it, but I'll get to it. Denise, hi, Dr. Wolfe. Can you recommend a good infrared sauna? Thank you. Yeah. The one with the lowest EMF, okay? That's the one I would get. So do your homework on that. Patricia, I don't really go for that. I use my stone sauna, which you'll be seeing. That's what I use. Patricia, but you know what? Infrared's great, so I'm not downing it, but there's other things I love more. Instead of an infrared sauna, get an Avicen. That's way better than an infrared sauna. I'm telling you. An Avicen increases the microcirculation in the human body by 66%, 100% more than any other device, even more than a hyperbaric chamber. Go figure. And right now there's $500 off. Did you know that? $500 off from the unit. I know the unit's like $39.95, so it's $3,400, but it'll outshoot an infrared sauna any day. Oh, and by the way, everybody, just so you know, tomorrow at 12 o'clock is our July 1st sale. And it's on till Tuesday at 12:01 a.m. Tuesday, 12:01 a.m. Okay, so that sale's starting. Okay. Patricia, what causes heart palpitations? How about low oxygen, low minerals? How about anxiety? Okay. How about a broken heart? How about always up and down with your emotions? Okay. How about not drinking enough water? But the heart will palpitate because it's going, and it needs minerals. Okay. And you're too acidic and you're burning your minerals, burning your oxygen. So it's gasping for air. So stop choking it. Okay. All right. How's your love life? Diane, are there practitioners in St. Petersburg? No. If you want to call me, I'll tell you where the closest one is. Kathleen, how do I get rid of excess mucus? You're inflamed. When you have inflammation in your body is going to make mucus because the inflammation is eating away at the tissue cells in your digestive tract. And because you're not protecting yourself, your body has to protect itself from all this inflammation. So it makes this mucus because you are the unsuspecting terrorist with diet and emotions. Barbara, my daughter is 40 and has a low immune system. What would be the best for her to do or foods to help? Go read The Perfect Day. Okay, send me an email, quickstart@docofdetox.com. Follow the rabbit hole and then pay $125 for a consult. I just gave you the best advice you'll ever have. Lando, what is the love band for? Okay, first of all, this saved my life, and it was a hair band, and it really did save my life. I wasn't going to commit suicide. I just didn't know because I didn't want to live on this planet anymore. When I was younger, my father was a pastor, and he said to me that we could have anything we wanted, but it didn't seem like I was getting anything I wanted except everything I didn't want. And the last thing I wanted when I was probably around the age of 17, 18, 19, is I just felt the chaos everywhere around me, but mainly in my head. I was so screwed up. The reality is I made this up. But then I found out that the military will count backwards. They'll count backwards when they start thinking about their family and they're doing whatever they do. And because if they're thinking about their family, they're going to get themselves knocked off. So the reality is they would count backwards to bring them back in their conscious mind because they would go into their subconscious. Because I already told you the subconscious mind is 10,000 times stronger than the conscious mind. So of course they're going to think about their family, but you're not allowed to think about your family. You're supposed to think about trying to save your life when you're going to war with people because that's not a nice thing to do. So the reality is they would count backwards so they could stay focused. So I have people that I work with all over the world and with my trainings, with the whole life coach training. And like I just trained a community of 150 people. And I just talked to them and did a meeting with them 4 days ago. And they said that the Love Band, Life Band saved their whole community. And the reality is when you think something badly about yourself, you go, that's the old me. And the other thing is I love and approve of myself. There's a new sheriff in town. I got this. No, I don't eat that anymore. No, I don't act like that anymore. So the reality is I teach people to actually do the love band, right? 15 times, 15 times every half hour to 15 times an hour. Now do that for 33 days and your whole life would change. Because understand something, you can see it, you can hear it, and you can feel it. So you're getting your senses involved. And the reality is, even if right now, if I put my hand across like this, I see the Love Band, Life Band, it says Braveheart, right? 3, 2, 1, I got this. I won't read it, but I've done it so often that even if I go to pick up something or do something, that goes to my eyes, which goes to my brain and says, there's a new sheriff in town called Total Love, and you better listen. Now, before I did this 10,000 times, there was, you know what, Darrell? You suck. You know what, Darrell? You're not smart. You're not good looking. You know what, Darrell? You'll never amount to much. Because I was told that my life. I was told also that, I was the wild one. You're a little devil, Darrell. You're never going to become of anything. You should have saw when I said, when I was going through communion, and I said I wanted to become a pastor. Well, my father was there, plus the head pastor, and they laughed at me. And that was probably the best thing that ever happened. Okay? So, the people that I trusted judged me, like, to the point that, So understand something. Don't let people put you down. Don't let them judge you. You know what? People are not bad. Their beliefs are bad. Okay? All right? And then there's a whole cult group on this planet. They're not bad. They're just frickin' evil. Excuse the word frickin', but they're evil as all get out. And if you knew what I knew, then you would know it. And the reality is, yeah. Landa, what is the love band for? It's about getting you back into the present moment. It's about helping to unleash the authentic you. It's about teaching you that you need to become your practitioner. It's about teaching you that you need to become the light for your family. It's about teaching you that there's no system out there that will help you except the solar system, your digestive system, your arterial system, but no other system. Those are the only systems that matter. 39, Joe. Hi, doctor. Do you have any suggestions for getting rid of gallstones? Yeah, all I said is I would look at doing the Hulda-Clark gallbladder cleanse. Look it up. You'll find it. Hulda-Clark. But before you do that, you should have a perfect day consult. Get your diet together. Get the cork out of your bum. Start detoxifying your liver. And let's soften up those gallstones so they come out like butter. How's that? And why don't you just change your diet to where it needs to be? And when you've got gallstone problems, you've got, guess what? You're not going to like this. You got anger issues. You got anger issues because you've got so much anger that the anger that's held in your liver is being dumped in your gallbladder because it's overloaded. Carrie, anything natural we can do for varicose veins in our legs? Yeah. Get the cork out. Why would you have dirty blood unless you're reabsorbing your own waste, Carrie? And guess what, Carrie? Why don't you feel your pubic bone? You'll feel there's probably a camel's hump there. That's all scar tissue crystallization and displaced calcium. And that means that you've got fibroids and you've got all kinds of scar tissue webbing and crystallization in your pelvis. Anybody that's got varicose veins has a pelvis full of pain already, okay, and lots of stuff going on. Okay, that means that you've got so much poop in your veins. Yeah, I meant that. Low oxygen, okay? Because the darker the blood, the more low oxygen. And what's eating up the oxygen? Well, just know this, that you couldn't, 85 to 95% of all illness is from absorbing your own waste. You can't have anything wrong in your pelvis unless you're absorbing your own waste. And understand, you can't have breast problems until you have pelvic problems. And watch if I'm not right. Okay? All right. Landa, can you help with ankylosing spondylitis? My son has, this is an inflammatory disease, everyone, that over time can cause some of the small bones in your spine to fuse. Yeah, of course I can. And guess what? It's not a disease. Itis, inflammation. And yes, what if we got in there and we went in between every vertebrae and I just blew your mind? 1 hour treatment, we go in there, and then what if we were to teach you and you were to come here with your son and you came here on a Saturday and you left the next Saturday being the practitioner that is going to heal him and stay healed until he can get rid of the belief that caused it. Oh no, I don't know what I'm talking about. Beliefs don't cause disease. Well, if you're not at ease, you have a disease. Yeah, but he's just a kid. Yeah, what went on in mommy's tummy when she was pregnant and what went on when he was being raised. Okay? So there you go. Find me 2 parents that are emotionally stable, and I'll say you just found a unicorn. Okay? All right. 42, beta. But I will tell you that if you were to come here and go through a personal treatment and training, your son's horror would be over for the rest of his life. What I've got to teach you? Are you kidding? Come on. This is easy peasy. Beta. Is it healthy to drink water from copper vessels? No. Don't keep doing it. Too much copper coming into the system. Copper's good, but don't overdo it. Diane, all my nails are very rigid. What do you recommend? Well, you're low in minerals and you're very acidic, and I'd have to see your nails to see which way the ridges are going and how deep there are and what your nails look like. Okay? All right? The healthier nails. But understand something. We're talking about dehydration, we're talking about malnutrition, and we're talking about huge mineral deficiency. Okay? 44, Chris, what can I do for eye floaters in my left eye? I'm 61. Well, start off, I have bright eyes. We'll get the bright eyes and get the silver. And if you're on blue light, then good luck with that. You better get the Teslas. And you want to do some clapping. And if you can, get an eye cup and then put the silver in the eye cup. And then go back and do an eye wash for about 30 seconds to a minute where you're blinking your eye so you can get around the back. If you've got floaters on the front, you've got mucus layered on the back of your eyeball. They didn't tell you that, did they? Okay? And understand, you're not going to have floaters unless you have an inflammatory diet and you got blue light poisoning. End of story. All right. You made it. Thank you. You're amazing. Love you guys. I really do. And I hope that we've made a difference. Just know this. Every morning when you wake up, the first hour or even the first few minutes is going to determine the rest of your day. So don't say you got up on the wrong side of bed. Okay? Don't do that. Okay? You've got to be the master of your mind. So if you can, get up and for the first hour of your day, really connect to your breath, connect to your creator, and do loving things for yourself. Really hydrate. Like what do the animals do? They get up in the morning. First thing they do is they have a really good poop, a really good dump, maybe 2 or 3 of them, eh? What the heck? And then you go and drink as much water, hydrate yourself without making yourself feel sick, but understand something. People don't drink enough water. Okay? And then take a look at the perfect day diet. In the last hour of the night, so help me, if you're watching TV, no wonder your life is a mess. Because they are going and they are putting frequencies right through that TV. So don't ask yourself why you're exhausted every morning. Don't ask yourself why you have terrible thoughts. Okay? Because it's just logical. And understand, television, okay? Programming, channeling. How are we doing yet? Break yourself from that addiction. Wednesday, July the 1st, I've got, guess who I got? I've got Andrew Wakefield. He's releasing his 3rd video here called 1986, The Act. Okay? I'm having him live on Wednesday, this Wednesday. And then on Thursday, July the 2nd, he's going to be answering all your questions on vaccinations and on his show. Do not miss this. Please share this with everyone. Okay? Share this with everyone. Let everybody know. He has got some information that's going to blow you away. And I mean blow you away. Okay? And like I said, if you're interested in a consultation, go to docofdetox.com, click on consultation. And I've got like 7 different consultants. Pick the one that you gravitate with, okay? And then take a look at the times that are available, all right? Just so you know, we're not new at this, okay? In the last 2 weeks, we've done over 120 consultations, all right? And those people are being looked after, just like all the people that have been looked after in the 40 years that I've been in business, okay? Because I'll tell you something, all right? I'm not in the business of health. I'm in the health business, helping people get well, so that they can empower, so that they can take back their lives. Because understand something, the only practitioner should be you. You should be the only one looking after your body unless you get into an emergency situation. And if you're putting your hands into other people, even though they may love their family and they walk the dog and they pray on their knees, it doesn't mean that their information's true. And they understand something, the longer you get treated, the better chance you're going to get mistreated. Okay? All right, so the clapping class, like I said, give me 2 weeks. Email me at quickstart@docofdetox.com for the 7 empowering steps. You want my book free? Pay the shipping. You can have up to 6, no more than 6. If you got 6 in a family, we're here for you, but please do not waste them. It's my gift to everyone. Okay? We need to come together, not stand apart. All right? Don't forget, everyone, every Monday you can join me. And also this coming Friday, I will have a Q&A. So write your questions down. And we're on YouTube, Facebook, Intercom. When watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe below and make sure that you click on the bell and share us. Do you like this information? Why aren't you sharing it? Share it with everybody you know. Okay? I'm not that bad. Come on. Okay? All our shows and Q&As are time-stamped, and then they're put on YouTube 24 hours later, so that you can go right to the question or right to the topic, okay? Because we know your time is valuable. Also, if you want to listen to our shows or anything we do, the audio version, you'll find it on iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud. God bless everyone. Take your power back. Let's see what you got. Let's come together. Let's do this. I mean, I got to tell you something. The only thing that's up against you is your subconscious, which means, you know, that's a big thing, right? Your subconscious is 10,000 times stronger than your conscious mind. And guess what? These evil cult, they're counting on you. They're counting on you not to do your homework. They're counting on you not to love yourself well. They're counting on you to keep yourself in hell. God love you. You don't deserve it. You deserve the best life, and you can have it. Stay connected to your breath. 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. Okay? And just know that the created the whole universe loves you. But you said you could come down here and play this life-threatening, fun-filled game. Okay? Don't forget, we're family. Take care. If you're looking for life-saving and life-changing information, well, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to click and subscribe. Stay connected.